And now, ladies and gentlemen, the first session post the afternoon is again on another very exciting presentation session on the topic of transforming Indian procurement through Augmented Procurement Office, AI Augmented Procurement Office. And to present on this topic, I would like to call on stage, and please help me welcome with a big round of applause. I want to see the energy, Mr. Ambadas Choudhari, CTO IDTC from Intellect. A big round of applause to Mr. Ambadas Choudhari. Can we have Mr. Choudhary on the stage, please?
Check.
Welcome to the stage, sir. And I'm looking to a great session from you, and I'm sure it's going to be a cracker of a session. All over to you.
Thank you. Am I audible? So AI is talk of the town, and I hope coffee is going to make you awake. So we'll see how we are going to have AI little different way than traditionally AI is being done. So before we just jump onto things, right? Let's go back and see the basics of some stuff. So if we see, right, we keep on saying that things will disrupt, things will change, this, that. But overall, procurement is one of the oldest trade in the world, and disrupting that has not been very easy. So it has been, if we took a look at historically, it has been disrupted in real way at 3 times, okay, in modern history. First, with industrial revolution, cottage businesses started becoming factories. And when cottage businesses started becoming factories, real procurement roles started coming into picture. Purchase officers started coming into picture. After around 100 years, it took really 100 years post-World War to it definitely evolve. But then the second level of disruption started happening when post-World War efficiency started taking precedence over innovation. And that time, these procurement officers started becoming material manager also. Lot of roles were pushed into production. So earlier, both the things were common. And instead of securing the supplies, we started securing, managing TCOs to ensure that time series analysis and all that stuff started happening. Then third disruption happened with internet and globalization. There were 2 concurrent forces in around 1980s and 1990s, where globalization also started taking precedent, and internet also started taking impact. And that led to procurement system, paper-based system started moving to digital, and at the same time, sourcing that was local started becoming global. And that led to, again, very different level of disruption. We keep on saying mobile and all that stuff. These were really 3 major disruptions that have happened in this procurement space. And we are on cusp of 4th disruption, which is happening by AI. And with this AI, we expect procurement to be happening autonomous way. We are not talking about job removal here. We are definitely talking about job enrichment. But autonomous procurement is the future. And if we look at the timelines little better, right? This is geometric progression with ratio of 0.5, 100, 50, 25, and next disruption might happen with this autonomous thing. Next disruption might be in 10 years also. So with this as a baseline, then if this is true, then as we as procurement officers, unless we understand ourselves better, it is not going to be, the knowledge of AI and all that stuff is going to be theoretical. So let's understand what is our current procurement office. Typically, we are seen as people who say stop, wait, or no. So this is really the challenge that is happening, because we are the guys who are kind of custodian of getting things done in proper way. And that happens because the way we are structured or the way we are organized has multiple forces playing. There are people who are suppliers who are forcing us. They don't just force, we want to deal with suppliers, right suppliers. Then there are internal stakeholders. they want to get production done. There are, of course, responsibilities from source to pay. There is foundation of processes, data, technology, and all that stuff. But at most, at top, there are forces of strategy also, how we want to get the same thing done. And that helps us define these roles. All these roles try to envision, basically focus on majorly cost, supply, compliance, and operational quality. So these forces, right, make, and combinedly, we are seen as cost center also. We are not revenue center. That puts lot of pressure on us, and that pressure results in daily life. One of the roles, right, is busy doing everything in life. Genuinely speaking, this is just representation of one of the roles. The roles are trying to do analyzing also. The people are doing execution of the sourcing also. They are trying to do POs and basically receiving and everything also. And at the end of the day, we have to participate in strategies also. And that leads to frictions. These frictions are not, unless those frictions are understood and appreciated, they cannot result in anything meaningful. For example, friction in, let's say, planning, whether the scope is being defined properly or not. Lot of times, wrong projects are because of wrong scope, not wrong vendor and everything. So that appreciation is not there, then what AI can help? AI cannot change anything unless you appreciate and the products appreciate about that fact. So another example of friction is onboarding a vendor, right vendor. Now if we are taking time in analyzing 150 pages of financial reports of the paper, the vendor, you are not going to take anything meaningful out of it. And so appreciation there also is going to be very important. So, and at the same time, the pendency doesn't reduce. So, be it active RFPs, be it approval queue, be it compliance, be it, this pendency never reduces. And of course, we are cost center, so we can't add people also. And so, dynamic reason, right? And because of that, we struggle to show we are giving savings. We are integrity, we are maintaining integrity, we are not, and we are responsive. Are these our goals? Are these right goals? We'll try to see end of the presentation, okay? So, but then this is set, okay? Now there is no question that if we want to overcome these frictional forces, we have to have AI. And there are people who are cutting AI in various mechanisms, but at core of it, it is simple. Conversational AI like ChatGPT, where I can talk to AI. Then there is autonomous AI, which is going to do the work for us. And then there is hybrid AI, which is doing the work and also answering my questions. So if these are three types of AI, then when to use what AI and how to use what AI is going to be the critical and differentiator. And only the guys who understand the domain well, they understand AI well, and they understand technology well, can do it. And these, all three things have to be separated. If you try to merge these, nothing happens. So we'll take a couple of cases. So there are lots of cases that I'm going to throw later, but then couple of cases only. Now we have these stats, again 40% of the compliance leaders, right, say that 10 to 40% of their third parties are high risk. And also more than 100 days are taken in onboarding the vendors. So if we are going to take 100 days in onboarding the vendor, when a small thing is going to take time and it becomes meaningful. Myself as a vendor for this procurement software, lot of time takes months to talk to people. Okay. So when I'm showcasing this solution, I want to just mention that I don't want to showcase the solution. I want to showcase the approach towards the solution. Whenever we decide on AI, we try to ensure that the person who is doing that job today, we try to create a digital twin of it. And if you are creating digital twin of it, Earlier in the slides, I mentioned that roles are well defined. We know the roles that exist in the industry. What are those roles and responsibility of those roles? And those roles we try to break down into pieces. We try to check what is enterprise knowledge that is available. Without enterprise knowledge, generic GAN is useless. Generic theory is useless. Then we say customization configuration. Then we try to build context and outcomes of it. And we try to define the process flows. Once we do that, what happens is something like this. Okay, this is a example of AI agent, vendor onboarding agent, who this data is entered in the system by the vendor themselves. This is real data, real software screenshots. The tremendous amount of data is uploaded by people. Now, while validating this data, it is also important to know what data needs to be validated by traditional means. Not always AI is the thing. We have to, lot of paperwork validation can be done by scanning. There are other mechanisms like MSME, Udyam app and everything that will do traditional API based authentication. Get those things done. Give option to end users in case they don't want to believe AI. Try to let users take control in their hands and move on, because procurement cannot stop because of technology. So have these principles in mind, and then AI, help AI to generate a report. AI, this report that you see is generated by AI. Everything is typed by AI, and you can enrich the output yourself. So bottom line, what I am trying to convey here is that unless you understand the real business problem, you cannot solve it. And if you try to solve the problem by understanding client too much, that okay, you tell me what you want, that is not the way to solve it. You have to understand the technology, you have to have client's data, enterprise knowledge, getting into it and create output. Then only you will be able to solve these problems in a real way. Like you can see in this, right, we are touching dimensions like ESG checks. We are touching dimensions like financial reports. And all these things are automatically coming in this report without a manual intervention. Imagine amount of time it is going to save for a person who is doing these jobs today. Not only that, you can ask questions. And that is what I said, that it is important to know when to use hybrid AI, when to use automation. It is not something I want to be dependent on my customers to tell me when to use what. These agents are predefined, these questions are asked, and that's how the thing happens. Now we'll take a second case. For second case, again I want to talk about philosophy. For us, first principle thinking is what matters, differentiates us. And for first principle thinking, we mean that go to the basics. If we want to solve the problem, what is the basic that is happening? And we look at procurement landscape like this. There are core buyers and sellers that are interacting. Then there are ecosystems surrounding us, those guys. And then there are ecosystems surrounding financial institutions. At the end of the day, larger economy gets impacted because of the interaction and inefficiencies that are in these guys. Just we are proud to tell, we being fintech partner, we have almost solution in all three spaces, and either we have solutions or we have integrations available in all three phases. Because of that, we can find out what is happening at the core. Like I mentioned before, if we don't solve the problem at core, nothing really changes. So I will give now another case here. And if I have to talk about another case, right, it is important that I democratize the AI. When I say democratization of the AI, I mean that I should let my procurement expert and businesses do configuration of AI. Not my technology sitting in corner, do it and tell you, okay, this is what can happen. And for that, I invite Mr. Sunny Tiku, who is my business person, who has defined a AI agent and solve the problem. He will demonstrate the problem that he has solved. Thanks, Sunny.
Yeah. So, thank you, Amba, and good afternoon, everyone. So like Ambadas was saying, right? So we will see how domain experts can solve problems in their own areas. But before that, what is the problem we are trying to solve, right? So when we are trying to purchase anything, right? So one of the pain areas, one of the areas where we need and we spend a large amount of time is finalizing the scope of work. What should be the item specification? What should be the vendor eligibility? How do I create standardized templates? So we are going to see how we are going to solve this pain area, and believe me, the domain experts, they themselves should be solving this problem because they know this business better, right? So, but before we look at the solution, we also have to look at how we approach the problem. So we approach this problem into a very structured way. Right, we start with the challenges we know. The RFP content creation, it's itself a very complex task, right? It takes contribution from lot of users. There are sourcing experts. There are legal experts who contribute into this area. And that is why, like Ambadas was saying about the digital twin concept. So for example, if I have to solve the problem of the domain, I need digital twins of those roles. I need my sourcing experts, they are digital twins here. And second aspect is, if I have already created some of the RFPs in the past, I should be able to use the construct of those RFPs for future RFP creation. And that brings us to the knowledge garden creation. And while I have the knowledge garden, and I also have that from the perspective of digital twins, then the third aspect is it sufficient for me to build the agent? I must also have a platform, a low-code platform that I can understand. And that brings us to the platform level, which I can configure, I can build my own agents. So I'll be showing you a demonstration now. So this is not just a workflow. So this is actually a studio of an AI low-code platform, where I have configured these AI agents which can do RFP content creation. So what they do is, like if you can see, they will define what should be the terms and conditions, what should be the TOC, how each digital twin will generate their content. And there is also like every RFP goes through approval cycles. So how do we validate it? So it is also going to generate the test cases and all. So here, so I have just given one very small requirement, couple of lines about what I need to purchase. And once that requirement is there, it will go into this AI workflow, and every digital twin, every AI worker will start using their tasks, and they will generate this RFP. So we'll just see. So this is, they have completed their task, you can see, and then second aspect of AI is about explainability. So if AI worker is doing something, I should be able to know what it has done. From where did it get that information? From where did it get what input and output every agent did, right? So that brings us to the explainability part, which this platform will offer to you. And you can see that what every agent is doing. So this is the RFP which was generated, and whatever information that you need to fill into the RFP, like dates and everything, it will keep blank. And other information will pre-fill, vendor eligibility, scope of work and all. Thank you.
So this is just what I want to say is impact of AI will be useful when I democratize it. And if I have to democratize it, I just need to know where all it is touching also. And if you see, right, when we want to say that we are disrupting AI, we are literally touching entire starting sourcing, contract, operational procurement, and invoice payment. Each area we have identified, and these agents are being rolled out to our customers. So, and again I want to repeat, AI without integration is a farce. If you don't have integration in place with systems, with your enterprise systems, nothing is going to work. It is just going to be theory. And we have a low-code integration platform also, iTurmeric, that is available to our customers. If you want to use it, you use it, or we have experts who will use it for you. And we are able to for one of our customers, we did integration with Oracle before customer could open firewall. So we could test it, and this is the power of low-code integration platform. And again, some of the interactions I've been told that, okay, what happens to my data? What happens to compliance? What are the, and there are two dimensions here. My platforms are certified. They are certified on ISO. They are certified on, we are getting certified on, even on ISO 42001 AI certification. So we certify ourselves every year on external VAPT. So all that thing is taken care of. You don't need to worry about it, and you get a SaaS solution. If you want to have SaaS, or you can get on-prem. Now I come to the beginning. I had asked this question, that what should be our target really? What should we as a procurement teams projecting? We should be projecting our spend is a strategic investment. It is not saving. We should be able to project that it is a strategic investment. We should be able to say our supplier is an innovation partner, not a vendor who is getting things done. We should be talking about value before talking about savings. And we should be talking about ecosystem-based solution rather than just normal thing. So that's all. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the insights.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think thank you so much, Ambadas ji, and I would request you to kindly be on stage. And now, before we felicitate our honorable speaker here, I would like to tell you that Mr. Choudhary and the entire team of Intellect is here throughout the day, and they have a wonderful booth outside. So please do take out your time during the strategic networking breaks and do visit the team of Intellect Design in their booths, and they have some exciting goodies as well for all of you, and they will be more than happy to share their technologies, their best practices with you, and how they are helping the industry. So with that, I would now like to call on stage Mr. Ajay Singh, Chief Supply Chain Officer from Hindustan Platinum, to kindly do the honors of felicitating our honorable speaker. Thank you so much, Ajay ji, for doing the honors. Can we have the certificate, please? A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mr. Ambadas Choudhary, CTO IDTC from Intellect, on that wonderful presentation on transforming Indian procurement through AI-Augmented Procurement Office. Thank you, Ambadas ji, for that wonderful presentation, and thank you, Ajay ji, for doing the honors.